They called me Keys because I was always the first one at school and the last to leave. As student council president, I had access to every room, every corridor, every forgotten corner of St. Michael's Academy. I thought I knew this building better than anyone. I was wrong. There was one person who knew its secrets far better than me, and what he was hiding in those hallways still makes my hands shake when I think about it. It started during my senior year, 3 months before graduation. St. Michael's was an old school, built in 1952 with that vintage architecture that looks beautiful in daylight but feels suffocating after dark. I'd stay late almost every evening organizing events, planning the spring festival, sometimes just studying in the empty library. The janitor, Mr. Castillo, was always there. Quiet guy, maybe in his 60s, with kind eyes and a slight limp. He'd nod at me, sweep around me, never said much beyond, "Good evening," and lock up when you're done. But one Thursday night in March, everything changed. I was walking down the third floor hallway around 8 p.m. when I heard it, a child's laughter. High-pitched, playful, echoing from somewhere near the old music room. We didn't have elementary students at St. Michael's. It was a high school only. The sound made my skin crawl, but I convinced myself it was just audio from someone's phone. Maybe a video playing in an empty classroom. Then I saw her. A little girl, maybe 7 or 8 years old, wearing a white dress that looked decades out of style. She was standing at the end of the hallway facing the wall, perfectly still. My heart hammered against my ribs. "Hello?" I called out. She didn't move. I took 3 steps closer and the temperature dropped so suddenly I could see my breath. The fluorescent lights above me started flickering. When I looked back at where she'd been standing, she was gone. I ran. I don't care how that sounds. I sprinted down those stairs and nearly crashed into Mr. Castillo on the 2nd floor. He grabbed my shoulder, steadying me. "You saw her," he said. Not a question. A statement. His face had gone pale, and for the first time I noticed how tired he looked. How afraid. Who... What was that? I stammered. Mr. Castillo led me to the faculty lounge, locked the door behind us, and told me a story I'll never forget. 30 years ago, before he was the janitor, before most of the current teachers even worked here, there was a student named Elena. 7 years old, visiting her older sister who was a senior. During a school festival, Elena wandered into the old wing, the part that's been closed off since the 90s. She fell down an unmarked maintenance shaft. They found her 3 days later. Mr. Castillo was part of the search team. He was a young security guard then. He blamed himself for not checking that wing sooner. "She's been here ever since," he whispered. "I see her almost every night, walking the halls, looking for her sister. I've tried everything. Priests, mediums, prayers. Nothing works. I stay here because someone needs to watch over her, to make sure she doesn't hurt anyone and that no one disturbs her." I wanted to leave, to never come back after dark, but something in his eyes kept me there. Guilt, devotion, love, even. He turned his life into a vigil for a child's ghost. Over the next few weeks, I saw Elena 4 more times. Once in the library, arranging books on a shelf. Once out the gymnasium, bouncing an invisible ball. Each time, Mr. Castillo would appear within minutes, speaking softly to the empty air, guiding her away from me with gentle words I couldn't quite hear. He carried a rosary in his pocket and photographs of Elena from the old yearbooks. "She's lonely," he explained. "She doesn't mean harm. She just doesn't understand she's gone." But not everything in that school was as innocent as a lost little girl. 2 weeks before graduation, my best friend Marcus stayed late with me to finish decorating for prom. We were in the auditorium when we heard footsteps above us. Heavy, deliberate, angry footsteps pacing back and forth across the stage's catwalk. The auditorium was locked. We were alone. Then the footsteps stopped, and something hit the stage floor with a thunderous crash. A sandbag, 40 pounds at least, had fallen from the rigging, right where Marcus had been standing 30 seconds earlier. Mr. Castillo appeared from backstage, his face grave. "You need to leave, now, both of you." "What was that?" Marcus demanded. "Not her," Mr. Castillo said quietly. "The other one, the angry one. The angry one, the maintenance worker who died in the shaft trying to reach Elena. He doesn't want anyone here after dark. He thinks we're all responsible." We left. We didn't argue. Graduation came and went. I left St. Michael's, went to college, started a normal life, but I still think about Mr. Castillo, spending his nights in those haunted hallways, protecting students from ghosts while protecting ghosts from being forgotten. Last year, I heard he finally retired. The new janitor quit after 3 weeks, complaining about weird noises and feeling watched. I drove by the school last month. The 3rd floor lights were on late at night, and I swear I saw a small figure in white standing at the window. Mr. Castillo's car was in the parking lot. Even in retirement, he's still keeping his vigil. Some secrets aren't meant to be buried. Some debts can never be repaid, and some janitors do far more than clean floors. If you've ever experienced something unexplainable in your school, if you've ever wondered why certain hallways feel colder than others, or why that one staff member always seems to be watching the shadows, share your story. These experiences need to be heard, because sometimes the people we overlook, the ones quietly doing the jobs in the background, they're the ones standing between us and things we're not ready to face. Stay safe out there. And if you're ever alone in your school after dark, pay attention to who's really keeping you company.